Today on JTV, we're creating an autumn harvest tablescape. I call these smart vases from Syndicate sales. You'll just call them beautiful. So before we get started with our autumn harvest tablescape, I wanted to talk a little bit about these great vases from Syndicate sales. They're not just another pretty vase, they're a smart vase, because these vases have been designed to be functional and fashionable. If you'll notice the shape of this one, for example, how it tapers in towards the center and it gets wider at the base and wider at the top with a narrow junction in between. That's great because it makes it easy to design in. That's one of the important parts about it. When we're creating lots and lots of vases, or if someone receives this as a gift and they want to create flowers in it, it's easy for them to create a flower design. That's part of the functionality and part of it being a smart vase. These vases have been designed for flower arrangers. This one, for example, the 8 3/4 paneled urn, which also comes in a larger size as well, is functional because that narrow vase and splayed top allows us to create beautiful arrangements. Plus, there's plenty of room in the bottom for water. And that's important for us as flower designers. We want our arrangements to last as long as they possibly can. So with these vases, we're ready to go. This trio, for example, too. Great space for water and a narrow neck at the top mean easy designing. This great autumn harvest collection has 3 wonderful colors: spice, olive, and this wonderful tortoise color. It's perfect for the upcoming holidays. And speaking of holidays, this ruby glass is great. The gathering vase with a pedestal, that's one of the most brilliant ideas I've ever seen in the flower industry. Taking that wonderful gathering shape and putting it on a pedestal. What a great update. And this one with the ruby on the inside of the vase, which then gives us that clear sheen on the outside and makes it look just like ruby glass. We can see the profile of the red interior, and that makes this vase look stunning. So, let's clear a few of these things back and get started with our autumn harvest tablescape. So I've selected the spice and olive vases in all sorts of different shapes. You knew I was going to pick those colors, didn't you? But at the same time, I love the way that these look together. It's the great fashion accessory of using the olive and the spice together that allows it to cause excitement. We'll fill these with beautiful flowers and create a tablescape. Now you could use this for a special event or maybe for a display in your store. One of the things I love about this is even though Syndicate creates utility glass, it's functional and fashionable. So you could use this to display beautiful cut flowers in your store. And for autumn, the great orange tones that we're going to use today, it'd be killer. So we'll start with the 2 paneled urns. We use a couple of great philodendron leaves coming out the top of this. What's great about these is that because we've got the large area for water in the bottom, we can angle those off and the stems kick off to the side. I told you these are easy to design in. By simply grabbing a few snapdragons and dropping them into this vase, look at how great that looks. The flowers arrange themselves the same way they do in these designer urns. We'll use some orange Milva roses. And again, you'll notice how easy it is for me to angle those off to this side because they're resting against the inside of the vase. This vase really is easy to design in. Whether I'm creating a dozen roses or something that's asymmetrical like this, it allows me complete flexibility of design. The smaller size works just as easily. In this case, we'll use some lily grass. And some beautiful Princeton gerbera. I'm going to cut these shorter and have those come out close to the base of the vase. We'll use a couple taller ones up on the other side. Look at how great those look together. And that's going to be the central feature point when we're creating our tablescape. All these other vases will have flowers in them as well, and we'll fill them using all sorts of tints, tones, and shades of orange flowers. This gathering vase makes it so easy to design. Bubble bowls can be a challenge, but not when they're created at the right dimension so that it's easy for us to design. These orange McKinney orchids slide into this perfectly. Cherry brandy roses are one of my favorites, and people love them because of that great contrast on the outside of the petals. Dropping them down to this cube contrasts them and focuses it so well. The edges of these cubes are great too because there's a slight ridge, and if you want to, you can run ribbon right around that edge. Even though we're creating a tablescape, look at how quickly a dozen roses could drop into this beautiful spice-colored jar. Sometimes the flowers are so amazing that we need something to be a wonderful, neutral backdrop, but yet have an interesting and fashionable shape. This olive trio vase is perfect for these orchids. These torpedo germinis can help give us height and this vase fans them out perfectly. One bunch of spray roses fits perfectly into this trio vase. Buffalo Macara orchids. The throat of these orchids matches that spice container perfectly. One bunch of bear grass coming out the side to make that a perfect asymmetrical arrangement. And our final vase can have one beautiful Milva rose floating in it. It shows the diversity of this product and shows you how we can do so many different things. Now, let me get it arranged for you. So how's that for a dynamic display or a beautiful tablescape for a special event? With all of these gorgeous autumn colors, highlighted by the spice and olive vases, this color impact says it all. It's a beautiful way for you to think about fall. And again, it's not just another pretty vase. It's smart vases from the people at Syndicate Sales. Until next week, keep having fun with flowers.